Mandatory 2 stops every race, no exceptions. The words leaked from a closed-door F1 Commission meeting, and they've already split the paddock in two. For some, it's just a rule tweak. For others, it's the quiet birth of a new political war. Behind the public smiles, Ferrari's engineers are panicking. A mandatory 2-stop regulation threatens the very structure of their race strategy, the one Hamilton has been studying, mastering, and exposing since his first laps in Maranello Red. Because this isn't just about pit stops, it's about control. A rule like this decides who dictates the tempo of a race: the team, the tires, or the driver. And when Hamilton is in the car, control is everything. Inside Ferrari, whispers grow louder. The 2-stop rule could erase the few strategic advantages the team still holds. The empire that once ruled F1 through precision and patience may soon be forced into chaos, and Hamilton knows it. He's not reacting, he's calculating. Because this time, the war won't be fought on track. It'll be fought in the rulebook. It started quietly, a concept whispered into the corridors of the FIA, a mandatory 2-stop rule for 2026. Officially, it's about spicing up the show. Unofficially, it's a power play. Liberty Media wants spectacle. The FIA wants control. The teams, they're stuck in the crossfire. The proposal will hit the F1 Commission first. 10 teams, 10 FIA votes, 10 from Formula One management. To pass, it needs 25. To dominate, 28. A supermajority. And that's where the politics begin. Ferrari, once the team that dictated the rules of the sport, suddenly finds itself cornered. The plan removes tire management, Ferrari's last domain of predictability. It strips away the margin of safety that has protected Leclerc's fragile setups and Adami's cautious strategies. For Hamilton, this is not just regulation, it's opportunity. A rule that punishes conservatism and rewards those who adapt in real time. He's built for that. The old Ferrari depends on calculation. The new Hamilton thrives on chaos. And somewhere between FIA conservatism and Liberty's hunger for drama, a silent question emerges. Who really controls Formula One? The rule makers? Or the drivers rewriting the script from inside the cockpit? Inside Ferrari's strategy room, silence is heavier than data. The analysts know what this rule means. Not more stops, but less control. 2 mandatory pit windows turn every race into organized chaos. The kind of chaos Hamilton reads like a second language. Since his arrival, he's been studying Ferrari's systems, every call, every delay, every silence on the radio. He knows this team survives on predictability. He knows Leclerc's confidence depends on routine. A 2-stop era would shatter both. For years, Ferrari has built races around preservation, fuel, tires, emotion. But Hamilton doesn't preserve, he attacks, even in silence. This rule, born to entertain, could hand him the one thing he's been denied all season: freedom to dictate the rhythm himself. And that terrifies Maranello, because when control leaves the pit wall and moves into the cockpit, hierarchies crumble. Adami's voice fades, Leclerc's composure cracks, and Ferrari's internal order, already fragile, begins to fracture. This isn't the first time Formula One has tried to rewrite its own rhythm. Every generation, the sport invents a rule to disguise a power shift. Refueling bans, DRS, tire compounds. Every time the goal is the same: change the rules, change who wins. Ferrari once mastered this game. In the 2000s, they turned stability into dominance. But today, that same instinct, to control every variable, has become their prison. Because the modern era belongs to those who improvise. Hamilton learned that at Mercedes. He built empires out of uncertainty. He thrived when others panicked. And now, standing inside Ferrari's red walls, he can feel history repeating. A team too rigid to bend, facing a driver who lives in the gray. Leclerc reacts. Hamilton anticipates. One fears disorder, the other turns it into art. And this 2-stop revolution, it's not just a rule, it's a mirror. It shows who's still fighting the last war, and who's already preparing for the next one. Behind the polished press releases, the battle lines are already drawn. Liberty Media wants a show. The FIA wants order. Ferrari wants safety. But Hamilton, he wants evolution. Because for him, every rule change is a weapon. Every meeting in Geneva, every vote in the F1 Commission is another chance to shift power away from those who hide behind bureaucracy and back toward the cockpit. If the two-stop rule passes, 2026 won't be about pit windows, it'll be about nerve. About which driver can think faster than a pit wall, and Hamilton's calm, surgical mind was built for that war. Ferrari might see risk. Hamilton sees architecture. He knows how to turn chaos into rhythm, and rhythm into dominance. So when the lights go out on the next era, remember this moment. The rule wasn't just proposed to entertain, it was the opening shot of a new revolution. If you believe Ferrari's old order is about to collapse, stand with Lewis. And subscribe, because the next battle won't be fought in the garage. It'll be fought in silence, and Hamilton is already listening. Look at the data. Every race where strategy turns predictable, Ferrari survives. Every time chaos erupts, Ferrari bleeds. In Monaco, when the two-stop test was forced, chaos reigned. Cars stacked, gaps collapsed, teams bluffed on radio calls they didn't believe. And for a brief moment, the paddock saw what Formula One could become: unpredictable, raw, dangerous. Hamilton watched that weekend differently. While others complained, he studied. He saw which engineers cracked under silence, which strategists panicked, which drivers lost nerve when the script disappeared. He knows Ferrari's weakness isn't speed, it's rigidity. Every new rule that bends logic breaks them a little more. The two-stop world isn't built for obedience, it's built for improvisers. And that's why, deep down, this rule isn't an accident. Someone inside Liberty Media knows exactly what kind of driver it empowers. Behind the cameras, 2026 is already being written, not in speed, but in signatures. Liberty Media wants to own the spectacle. The FIA wants to guard the sanctity. Ferrari wants to protect its comfort, but comfort has never made history. Meetings turn into chess matches. Each proposal hides a motive. Mandatory two stops. Fixed energy deployment. Simplified aero. Every rule isn't a rule. It's a vote for who controls the soul of Formula One. And while the power brokers trade favors, Hamilton listens. He knows that the louder they argue, the more they reveal. Because what's coming isn't just a new regulation set, it's a redistribution of power. From the pit wall to the cockpit, from the old empires to those who dare to adapt, Ferrari fears the unknown. Hamilton studies it. He's not fighting the 2025 season anymore, he's designing the battlefield of 2026. And when the rule book becomes the weapon, only one question remains: who's writing it? And who's writing their own legend through it? When the lights go out in 2026, every team will claim they're ready. But only one driver has already played this game in his mind 100 times. Hamilton, the man who turned silence into data, who studied chaos until it became pattern, who understands that in Formula One, control isn't given, it's seized. The two-stop rule will change everything: tire life, rhythm, hierarchy. Ferrari's perfectionism will tremble, Leclerc's instincts will clash with Hamilton's precision, and behind them, the political ghosts of FIA and Liberty will keep pulling invisible strings. But through that noise, one voice will stay calm. The same voice that never needed to shout to be heard. Because Hamilton doesn't adapt to eras, he defines them. If you believe the next revolution has already begun, comment Dark Stand with Lewis, and subscribe, because the battles ahead won't be fought on track. They'll be written in silence, and decoded right here on F1 Prime News.